I was out fishing with Sovereign Living the other day. We went up to Pelham Bay, up near in the Bronx, and it was a beautiful day. I mean, we were out there for a couple hours in the morning. Unfortunately, no luck for me when I was there, but Sovereign Living, he got really creative with the spot and his lures, and was able to snag me a really nice bunker. You guys should check that video out. But when I got it, it was super fresh. So I thought, okay, he has to leave, so I'm gonna go and try to fish it somewhere else. Try to get into a real nice spot, maybe get my 40-pounder for the season. But unfortunately, I didn't have too much time, and I kind of wasted about half of that bunker. So I took the other half and I threw it in my freezer, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll save it, maybe it'll still be fresh. Took it out. I have just a few hours this afternoon to try to squeeze in a little bit of fishing. Cut into it, it was actually still pretty fresh. Even though it's been frozen for like more than a week, it was actually not bad. I think actually the scent was pretty good. It didn't really smell that rotten. It still smelled really good, really oily, really fresh. So hopefully that's good enough. One thing I will note, and you know, this always happens when you're rushing out. I left a whole bunch of stuff at home, including my second fishing pole. So unfortunately for today, guys, it's only a one pole day. It happens. It's my own damn fault. I should have prepared a little bit more, but you know, now that I'm here and it's also a beautiful day, I'm feeling pretty good. All right, so I had a couple hits on this, I think, and then nothing else afterwards. So I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna see what the state of my bait is. Because if it was something, maybe even a crab that was chewing on it, I should be able to tell. My top hook had a smaller piece of bunker on it, and it's gone, right? So either that was a crab that took it, or it was just a much smaller fish that just tugged at it and ripped it away. There's a little bit of seaweed on the bottom, so that tells you down there's a little bit of vegetation. And your bait, especially this bottom one, is going to be floating down along in that vegetation. Vegetation like that also means it's a really good hiding place for crabs, because the other fish and other predators that prey on crabs have a tougher time finding them in the grass. So when you're fishing in grass, one of the things you have to be aware of is, might be a lot of crabs down there. Now let's take a look at this bait. So this was my big piece of bunker. If you look at it, it used to have the skin and a little bit of belly. This entire side's been ripped off. That could be because something grabbed that one end and ripped it with that real hard tug and just took off the bait right off the hook. And whatever took it wasn't big enough to take the whole thing. It could also mean a crab just grabbed it and pulled it off. I'm gonna swap this out. And I'm just gonna throw it back out there. And if it's a crab, they're gonna take it again, and maybe I have to move locations just a little bit. But that's just what happens when you're fishing in the Hudson. Yeah? No wonder they stopped after a while. Whatever took it was able to just rip everything right off. All right, so what that means is, number one, I'm gonna move to the other end of the pier, or the other side of the pier. Maybe there's less grass over there. Secondly, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cut slightly more, not long pieces, but square pieces, right? So that the pieces of bunker stay closer to the hook, and hopefully will stay on it better. 100%. All right, well, what do we have here? Tough to tell. Oh yeah, Oh, I think that's a small striped bass here. Yeah, I think it might be a smaller striped bass. Yep, that's a schoolie. That's definitely a schoolie. So as you guys could tell, when a fish takes it, it'll just take it. And you can see it take. There'll be no doubt as to whether that's a... Oh, I see it. Kind of see it. There'll be no doubt as to whether... It's kind of on the surface there. No doubt as to whether it's a fish or whether it's a crab. Now it's right there on the surface. It's fighting. It's fighting. There it is. Yeah. I think it's a striper. I don't think it's huge though. Decent fight. Oh. Oh, it's a decent striper. Whoa, that's a decent fish. It's a very decent fish. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can see that. Sitting on the surface, that's a very deep, wow. Wow. I don't even know if I can get that guy up. Holy moly. I guess I have to try, but... Oh. Oh. No! Wow. Wow. Ah. As soon as I started taking it out of the water, the thing just snapped. I mean, it must have been, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so Sovereign Living, thank you for that bunker. It had a little bit of that magic sprinkle on it. It was super fresh even after a week in my freezer. And look what it got me. I couldn't land it, so I apologize for that. Sorry. But anytime you have bunker, you just let me know, all right? Just give me a call.